So we have a very simple agenda. So basically, we will do the. I will introduce about the speaker, a little bit about ConnectFor, who have started for the first time, and webinar discussion by expert speaker. We will have a Q&A session, and then the closing session. Yeah, so the norms, if you're talking about, you're welcome to take your pen and paper handy, and so you can note down very important your themes and the topics you wanted to know. Use chat box to, I mean, to make your thoughts, or if you have any questions, please put it in a chat box. We'll take the Q&A session at the end of the entire session happens. And yes, I also wanted to know the smiley faces of yours. So please, I request all of you to please keep your cameras on so I can see yourself. We can see yourself. Let's make it more interactive and personalized session. Introducing about ConnectFor. Introducing about ConnectFor. So ConnectFor is a platform so where we connect, skilled volunteers. So basically, we match and connect volunteers to NGOs based on their requirements, based on your requirements. Many of you have already working with us, so you know how it works. So our focus is has been always on telling you the solutions to benefit each of our stakeholder groups. And while this concept of monetary donation is very well established in India and around the world, so we focus more on empowering this people to donate their time and skill to a specific cause as per their availability, or as per their locations. So many factors are included in this. So for now, our engagements, so since 2015, this is our 10th year. We recently celebrated our 10th anniversary, and so far we have been partnered with around 500 plus NGOs across India, and with more than 70,000 volunteers have been working with us across different cause verticals like community development, education, women empowerment, environment, animal welfare, and so on. So this is a bit about ConnectFor. About ConnectFor webinars, we conduct these webinars to help capacitated nonprofit organizations by bringing highly skilled guests. Like today we have, I'll later introduce him also in some time, to share their learnings, their experiences, and to train NGOs to function, better with regards to their projects. And these webinars raise awareness and provide a necessary knowledge, sector-based challenges and solutions to all of you. So we aim to, provide a lot of, include a lot. Connect NGOs with the expert speaker, with their sharings, with their experiences and all. So we all can get a lot of, little bit of benefit out of it, and we can learn through it. So if you're new on the platform, you're welcome to write it down on our email ID of @connectfor.org. You can simply log into connectfor.org. You'll find the contact details, and you're welcome to be a partner with us. Okay, so let me introduce our today's expert speaker. We are happy and very glad to have Mr. Carl Pereira. We all call him Carl, basically. So he's a Chief Program Officer at Arman Foundation. So currently, and he is alumni of Tata Institute of Social Sciences, MPSW department. He has over 20 years of experience in the not-for-profit sector. He began his career with Childline India Foundation and currently serves as a Chief Program Officer at Arman. He's also an active member of Janta Express. It's basically a community, a collective community of 200 plus NGOs across India, which focuses on strengthening grassroots organizations through capacity building and for fundraising. He's a firm believer in India's ability to sustain its non-profit sector. He advocates for leveraging HNIs, family philanthropy, CSR, and the social stock exchange as key funding avenues to drive long-term impact and self-reliance. We are very thankful, Carl, for your presence, and we are very glad to have you. So let's start. So Carl, it's the platform is all yours. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Neelam. Thank you, Neelam, and thank you everybody for coming in such large numbers. I think there are a number of known faces and known names. Santosh for one. So nice to see you. Nice to be on Connect4. Connect4 is a lovely platform. It's a place where we get volunteers because normally we do get in the NGO sector we do get what you call monetary sort of funding. But the issue is that where we want expertise, expertise are very, very expensive, especially managerial expertise, which I think Connect4 provides. That's really, really great. And it's the first webinar that we are doing with Connect. As Janta, we are doing the first webinar with Connect. So hopefully that we have many more webinars, Neelam. And welcome to the Janta platform. Also, we have the webinar every Wednesday. So whenever you are free, you join us on that platform. So without much delay, I should start the presentation. Okay. And just wanted to understand is that Social Stock Exchange, if anybody of you has heard about it or not heard about it, rather, if people have not heard about it, you all can send me a thumbs up or something that way. So we have an idea as to, how many. और दूसरा एक है कि basically if you all are okay with it, I can speak in English and Hindi. तो क्या होता है कि ज्यादा ऑडियंस के लिए नॉर्मली जनता में हम लोग ऐसे करते हैं कि ज्यादा करके हम लोग हिंदी इंग्लिश में बात करते हैं. तो इफ दैट्स ओके देन आई विल कंटिन्यू इन हिंदी इंग्लिश. ठीक है. Okay, great. Yeah. So I will share my PPT or share my screen with you. Okay. Okay, just give me a minute. Lots of known faces, Neelam. I mean, lots of known names. I think we all are with, we are within the same sector, and then almost everybody knows each other.
Of course,
So yeah. Nice to see many of you all after a long time, and you're all welcome. ठीक है. तो हम लोग चालू करते हैं ये प्रोग्राम हम लोग का सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज का ऊपर. शायद आपने सुना होगा सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज को, शायद नहीं भी सुना होगा. In some of you all must have heard, some of you all must have not heard. What we will do today is what we call in Janta lightning workshops. Lightning workshops क्या करते हैं? Basically जनता क्या करते हैं? जनता works with the senior executives. यानी कि संस्थाओं का जो डायरेक्टर रहते हैं या सीनियर मैनेजमेंट रहते हैं, इन लोग का साथ जनता काम करते हैं. और जनता का यही उद्देश्य है कि सीनियर मैनेजमेंट और संस्था को सक्षम करना, एम्पावर करना, ताकि उन लोग अपना खुद का फंड रेज कर सके. ठीक है. सो दैट्स द आइडिया ऑफ जनता. जनता बेसिकली ट्राइज टू sort of strengthen the organization, especially small organization. तो हम लोग का जो है कि हम लोग माइक्रो और स्मॉल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का साथ काम करते हैं. यानी कि माइक्रो और स्मॉल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या होता है, उसका डेफिनेशन क्या रहता है? डेफिनेशन बहुत सिंपल है. जो भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का बजट जो है 1 करोड़ का नीचे है, एनुअल बजट, एवरेज एनुअल बजट 1 करोड़ का नीचे है, उन लोग का साथ हम लोग काम करते हैं. बट दैट डजंट स्टॉप देयर. वी वर्क विद ऑर्गेनाइजेशन राइट अप टू अ बजट ऑफ अबाउट 10 करोड़. 10 करोड़ का बाद में वंस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रीचेस 10 करोड़ बजट साइज, देन उसका बाद में भी वी आर एसोसिएटेड विद ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, बट we would rather refer you to a Dasara type of an organization or any other organization which would then take your journey further. So basically जनता क्या करते हैं? जनता एक it sort of helps organizations develop their fundraising capacity. हम लोग को ये करना है कि हम लोग फंड्स नहीं देते, ना ही हम लोग फंड को रिफर करते हैं, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को रिफर करते हैं, बट वी डेवलप देयर फंड रेजिंग कैपेसिटी ताकि खुद ब खुद ऑन देमसेल्व्स इंडिपेंडेंटली फंड रेज कर सके. ठीक है. ओके. And Janta, as Neelam has very rightly said, it's a zero funded, zero registered, what we call a political anarchy. यानी कि it's a group of people who come together, who help each other, etc. It's as simple as that. ठीक है. Okay. And in the past 1.5 years of existence, we have been able to raise more than 30 crores. Okay. And we are all from the social sector. Most of us have 20 plus years experience, and therefore we think of giving back to the sector. Okay. ओके, सो दिस इज व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग, मैं जो बोल रहा था पहले कि लाइटनिंग वर्कशॉप, तो लाइटनिंग वर्कशॉप क्या होते हैं और क्यों हम लोग करते हैं? नॉर्मली जनता क्या करते हैं, 1 घंटा या 1.5 घंटा का लाइटनिंग वर्कशॉप करते हैं फॉर सीनियर एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। रीजन बीइंग, तो एक तो सीनियर एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर को टाइम नहीं रहता है, ठीक है, और आज की तारीख में देखने जाएंगे तो इतना सब इंफॉर्मेशन है, इतना सब न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट है, इट बिकम डिफिकल्ट टू कीप अप। तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग थोड़ा बहुत वो न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत बोलते हैं जो रेलेवेंट है एनजीओ के लिए, स्पेशली स्मॉल एंड मीडियम साइज एनजीओ, ठीक है, जो रेलेवेंट है उसका बारे में हम लोग बात करते हैं, ठीक है, ताकि डायरेक्टर एग्जीक्यूटिव को कुछ आइडिया मिल रहा है। हाँ, और भी इसका अंदर गहराई में जाना है किसी को, then they will have to read up or they can contact us and then we can sort of guide them through, but basically the idea is to just to break the initial barrier। जैसे यहाँ पे स्लाइड पे दिख रहा है, मैंने स्टॉक एक्सचेंज करके लिखा है और उसमें 2 एरो मैंने कर दिया है दोनों बाजू में, ठीक है। सो वन इज आई मीन, तो दोनों बाजू में रेड एरो की है। क्या है कि सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए आपको स्टॉक एक्सचेंज को अंडरस्टैंड करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, बट स्टॉक एक्सचेंज को अंडरस्टैंड करना इतना आसान नहीं है। तो हम लोग का यही है कि उद्देश्य है कि हम लोग फटाफट वो स्टॉक एक्सचेंज का कॉन्सेप्ट को अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं एंड देन वी गेट इनटू सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, ठीक है। तो ऑल आर लाइटनिंग वर्कशॉप सब पैटर्न इन द सेम वे। बेसिकली हम लोग ऐसे ही करते हैं, बेसिकली हम लोग ऐसे ही करते हैं, वी मेक दिस प्रोग्राम फॉर सीनियर मैनेजमेंट ऑफ एनजीओ, ताकि उन लोग कॉम्प्लेक्स से कॉम्प्लेक्स जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो फटाफट वेरी फास्ट एंड वेरी इजी वे में उन लोग को समझ में आए, ठीक है। ओके, लेट्स गो अहेड। कुछ इशू है, कुछ यू कैन ऑलवेज राइट इन द चैट इफ देयर इज एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ इफ यू वांट मी टू रिपीट समथिंग, और एट द एंड ऑफ द सेशन जो भी हम लोग वी विल हैव अ सॉर्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन, वहां पे आप भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, यू कैन नोट डाउन योर क्वेश्चन एज ऑफ नाउ एंड देन वी कैन सॉर्ट ऑफ आंसर द क्वेश्चन। नीलम, यू कैन मॉडरेट से, सपोज बिकॉज मेरे को स्क्रीन नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है, ऑल्दो आई हैव लॉग्ड इन फ्रॉम माय फोन आल्सो, पर आपको
Yes.
लगा कि कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है या इफ आई एम गोइंग टू फास्ट टू स्लो, आप मुझे जरा बोल देना, ठीक है।
I'll tell you.
ओके,
Yes,
तो
yes. Also, one, Carl, one second.
हाँ जी,
So,
बोलिए बोलिए।
so, uh, Mr. Samuel is asking to just have this in English because
इंग्लिश में करना है?
yes, yes,
हेलो,
yes, yes,
नीलम, should I use English? Okay, तो मैं इंग्लिश में, I will do it in English. I will not use much of Hindi. Although slides पे हिंदी है, so those who are
yes.
comfortable in Hindi also can have. So basically, we come to the question as to why the social stock exchange? Why social stock exchange now? अभी आप, if you see this, the whole trend from the past 10 years, if you see that India now is a developing country, ठीक है, so therefore India is now becoming very sensitive in terms of its national sovereignty, ठीक है, यानी कि its national independence, okay, so why is this happening? See, by nature FCRA funding always has a political implication, ठीक है। Tomorrow if say suppose a country doesn't comply with certain regulations at the international and geopolitical level, then there is always a possibility that a developed country can put sanctions on the country, on the recepting country, and can twist that country to follow its diktat. Okay? Therefore, as India is developing, foreign funding is becoming more and more difficult, with the regulations coming in also becoming more and more difficult, and therefore there is a need for us to search for Indian funding. Okay. Now, if you say कि India में funding नहीं है, I will just give you a number. The annual budget for CSR funding in India this year is 30,000 crores. The annual budget for CSR funding, the total CSR funding for this year, that is 25-26, is around 30,000 crores. Okay. Okay. Number one. Number two, if you take the 10 largest foundations in the world, okay, if you take the 10 largest foundations in the world, Tata Trust comes as third number. Okay, second or third number. Tata Trust comes as second or third number, largest foundations in the world. Azim Premji Foundation comes at 10th number. Okay, and if you go down that list, you will see many more Indian organizations. So basically, India has the money. Okay, we need to divert, we need to take responsibility, and we need to sort of divert this money which is generated in India back into India. Okay, okay, and not depend on FCRA. So the whole shift in the ecosystem is this way. The whole shift is that FCRA funding is going to become, for whatever reasons. Maybe you may not agree with the reasons I am giving you here, but for whatever reasons, FCRA funding is becoming more and more difficult. So if NGOs want to survive, they have to move to Indian funding. Social stock exchange is one such avenue through which you can generate Indian funding. Okay. History of the social stock exchange. History of the social stock exchange. I don't want to go into the absolute history of the social stock exchange, but just that in the finance minister in the 2019-20 budget announced that an SSE, that is social stock exchange, will be established under the ambit of SEBI. SEBI is the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Bureau of India, which sort of takes care of both the stock exchanges, that is the Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange. Okay, okay. So in a history, in a nutshell, it is that basically finance minister in the year 2019-20 declared that an SSE, that is a social stock exchange, will be developed, or will be yeah, you can say developed will be established under the ambit of SEBI. Okay, that's how the social stock exchange concept started. Okay. What is a social stock exchange? Okay. Now, a social stock exchange is a regulated electronic platform under the Securities and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI, where social enterprises and non-profit organizations can raise capital through various instruments aiming to connect socially conscious investors with organizations focused on social impact. Sorry for reading the slide, but I think that is the best way. So, a social stock exchange is something like a normal stock exchange, but यहाँ पे जो रहता है, there is no profit element in this. ठीक है? It's done basically for charity. ठीक है? So I will buy shares. See, in a stock exchange में what do we do? ठीक है? We buy shares from the stock exchange and then we sell the shares. तो यहाँ पे क्या रहता है? In a social stock exchange, I am allowed to buy a share. I can buy shares of a particular organization, that is an NGO or a social enterprise. Okay, and I can sell those shares also. But what would happen is that when I buy the shares, I will pay for the shares. Say, suppose if I am buying 100 shares of say XYZ NGO, okay, I will pay say 1 lakh rupees for those 100 shares, 10,000 rupees one share. Okay, and when I sell the shares, I don't get that money. Okay, the person who's buying the shares from me, that money will go back into the NGO. Okay, so I am not getting a profit of that. Okay, okay, I am not getting a profit of that. So very basic level, and it's a little complex thing to understand, but I'm making it as simple as possible. ठीक है, I'm drumming it down as simple as possible. स्टॉक एक्सचेंज क्या होता है? स्टॉक एक्सचेंज एक जगह रहती है जहां पे आप उस शेयर्स को आप बाय कर सकते हैं या सेल कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज क्या रहता है? सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज वैसे ही एक जगह रहता है. ठीक है, एक प्लेटफॉर्म रहता है where you can buy shares and sell shares. But what shares can you buy and what shares can you sell? You can buy shares of NGOs or social enterprises and of NGOs and social enterprises. Okay, what happens normally? स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में क्या होता है नॉर्मली कि मैं किसी के कंपनी का, मैं बोलो टाटा का शेयर या का शेयर या कोई भी के कॉप का शेयर में खरीद लिया, मैं वो खरीद लिया, मैं 10 रुपए में खरीद लिया. आफ्टर से 5 years दैट शेयर बिकम 20 rupees. आई सेल इट एट 20 rupees एंड आई गेट अ प्रॉफिट ऑफ 10 rupees माइनस टैक्सेस. ठीक है, taxes will be extra. ठीक है. So if I buy the share at 10 rupees and sell it at 20 rupees after 5 years, I get a profit of 10 rupees. Okay. That happens in the normal stock exchange. In the social stock exchange, what happens? I will buy a share of 10 rupees and I can sell it for 20 rupees. But that 20 rupees won't come to me, it will go to the NGO. Okay. Clear? This is the basic concept of social stock exchange. I hope this is clear. If it is not clear, then I can stop here and we can okay, so we'll mix both the मतलब मैं इंग्लिश में बात करूं, both इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी में बात करूं. नीलम, नो आई नीड योर हेल्प. हिंदी और इंग्लिश में बात करूं, खाली इंग्लिश में बात करूं, खाली हिंदी में बात करूं. नीलम, या आई जस्ट सॉ योर मैसेज. बोथ, ठीक है, फेयर इनफ. ओके, तो मैं दोनों में बात करता हूँ. आई थिंक दैट इज द बेटर थिंग बिकॉज आई नो द एवरीबडी इज कंफर्टेबल इन बोथ लैंग्वेजेस. तो मैं वापस रिपीट करता हूँ, मैं हिंदी में थोड़ा बोलता हूँ कि ये सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज क्या रहता है. एक नॉर्मल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में बेसिक लेवल पे क्या होता है? नॉर्मल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में हम लोग जा सकते हैं, कोई एक कंपनी का हम लोग शेयर खरीद सकते हैं. यानी कि मैं स्टॉक एक्सचेंज जैसा कि मैं बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में जा सकता हूँ, मैं टाटा मोटर्स का शेयर खरीद सकता हूँ. पकड़ो कि मैंने टाटा मोटर्स का शेयर मैंने 10 रुपए में खरीद लिया, ठीक है। 5 साल बाद मैं टाटा मोटर्स शेयर में 20 रुपए में बेच सकते हैं, जैसा उसका शेयर का प्राइस ऊपर जाते हैं। Share prices go up, I can sell this Tata Motors share for 20 rupees. उसमें क्या होता है, what happens in that is that I have purchased the share for 10 rupees, sold it for 20 rupees, I have got a 10 rupees का profit. I'm not talking about taxes now, taxes को छोड़ देना, but basically I will buy the share for 10 rupees, sell it for 20 rupees after 5 years, get a profit of 10 rupees on that share, ठीक है। ओके, ये होते हैं नॉर्मल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में। सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में क्या रहता है, मैं जाके खरीद सकता हूँ कोई भी XYZ एनजीओ का शेयर, ठीक है, 10 रुपए देके मैं वो शेयर खरीद सकता हूँ, ठीक है। और उसका बाद में 5 साल बाद में भेज भी सकता हूँ वो शेयर 20 रुपया में, ठीक है। पर वो जो 20 रुपया है ना, वो मुझे नहीं मिलते, वो डायरेक्टली वो एनजीओ XYZ एनजीओ जिससे मैंने वो शेयर खरीद लिया, वो शेयर वो एनजीओ के पास जाता है, ठीक है। तो दिस इज द बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। क्लियर? और कुछ सवाल है तो बोल सकते हैं, या आप चैट में डाल सकते हैं। मैंने यहाँ पे अपना जो मोबाइल है उसमें चैट खोल के रखा है, ठीक है। तो ओके, आई होप सो लैंग्वेज इज कंफर्टेबल, आई होप सो आई कैन हियर प्रॉपर्ली। हाँ, ये बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, किसी ने मुझे भेजा है। वेरी गुड अभिषेक। हाँ अभिषेक, हाय, हाउ आर यू? सो अभिषेक, यू आस्क्ड अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन कि इनका शेयर क्यों बढ़ जाएगा। ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है कि क्यों हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि एनजीओ का शेयर क्यों बढ़ जाएगा। मेरे को समझ में आ रहा है कि नॉर्मल स्टॉक मार्केट में जो है, मैं बोला टाटा मोटर्स का शेयर 10 रुपए में खरीद लिया, उसका बाद टाटा मोटर्स प्रॉफिट करते हैं वगैरह वगैरह करते हैं, और वो प्रॉफिट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होता है और उसका शेयर का प्राइस बढ़ जाते हैं 20 रुपया में। तो भले एनजीओ का शेयर क्यों खरीद लेगा, एनजीओ तो एनीवे प्रॉफिट नहीं बनाते। अभिषेक, इज अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, व्हाई विल एन एनजीओ शेयर इंक्रीज, ठीक है। In a company what happens, give you example of Tata Motors, I will sort of buy the share at 10 rupees. As the company does more profits or losses, and in this case I'll take a profit. As the company does more profit, there is more matlab their capital increases, and the capital increases, the share price will increase, and therefore from 10 rupees after say 5 years it will go to 20 rupees. Now why will an NGO share increase? NGO तो profit बनाते ही नहीं, ठीक है। तो एनजीओ शेयर विल इंक्रीज बेस्ड ऑन इट्स टू थिंग्स, ठीक है। ओके, इट्स अ लिटिल कॉम्प्लिकेटेड थिंग हाउ टू इंक्रीज इट, बट बेस्ड ऑन टू थिंग्स। बोलो कि मेरा एनजीओ का बजट पहला 1 करोड़ रुपया था, और मुझे मतलब आफ्टर 5 years आई हैव ग्रोन माई एनजीओ टू 20 करोड़ रुपीज, ठीक है। सो नाउ माई कैपिटल फॉर माई एनजीओ, जो मेरा बजट पहले 1 करोड़ था, अभी 20, अभी नाउ इट्स इंक्रीज टू 20 करोड़। तो ऑटोमेटिकली सिंस माई एनजीओ का बजट बड़ा हो गया, माई शेयर विल इंक्रीज बिकॉज आई हैव रजिस्टर्ड ऑन द एसएससी, तो माई शेयर प्राइस विल इंक्रीज, ठीक है। ओके, नंबर वन। नंबर टू क्या होता है, डिमांड एंड सप्लाई, ठीक है। इफ आई नो दैट दिस एनजीओ इज डूइंग वेरी गुड वर्क एंड आई वांट टू इन्वेस्ट इन दिस एनजीओ, देयर विल बी मोर बायर्स एंड सेलर्स, in that case my share price will increase. Now, why will people want to buy a share? Because it's a question of prestige. See, many a thing ये share market कैसा चलता है, ये हाँ पैसा बनाने के लिए चलते हैं, but many a thing it is also in prestige. So if I as an HNI, ठीक है, would love to have say XYZ company, XYZ NGO because they are doing some phenomenal work, तो मेरे को उसका शेयर मेरे को चाहिए, ठीक है। तो मेरा डिमांड एक रहेगा वो शेयर्स के लिए, ठीक है। As demand will be more than supply, the share price will increase. That's number one. Number two, एनजीओ का जो टोटल बजट आउटले है, एनुअल बजट आउटले, वो इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, तो ऑटोमेटिकली शेयर प्राइस विल इंक्रीज, ठीक है। बिकॉज देन आई कैन से, अरे मैंने एक XYZ एनजीओ में मैंने 10 रुपए का शेयर 5 साल पहले खरीद लिया, और वही शेयर अभी 20 रुपए में भागा, मतलब आई ऑल्सो विल हैव दैट, आई विल हैव द सेटिस्फैक्शन कि मेरा 10 रुपया एक्चुअली 20 रुपया हो गया। आई हैव नॉट गॉट द 10 rupees एक्स्ट्रा, बट the society has got that. Is it clear? How to create shares equity for NGOs? Another question has come, very good. ठीक है, how to create shares and equity for NGOs? ये जो है ना, आप एक बार SBI मतलब एक बार आप सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में रजिस्टर कर देंगे, देन दे विल टेक यू थ्रू द होल प्रोसेस कि कैसा है, ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम है वगैरह वगैरह। दे विल टेल यू हाउ टू सॉर्ट ऑफ क्रिएट शेयर, हाउ योर शेयर प्राइस, व्हाट योर शेयर प्राइस विल बी, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा। दिस इज ऑल अ वेरी इन डेप्थ प्रोसेस, उन लोग दे विल टेल यू एट दैट टाइम, ठीक है, हाउ टू क्रिएट shares and equities for NGOs. ठीक है, okay. So this is one concept in terms of shares. If everybody is understood, then I can move on to the next concept. Okay, we will come down to, I think lots of questions are coming, super, really great. Santosh, we will come down to how an NGO registers with the social stock exchange, जो हम लोग का slides में है. So if NGO's budget was 1 crore and now increases 2 crore, then would the share price also increase? I think Yogesh has asked a very good question. If the NGO budget was 1 crore and now has increased to 2 crores, would the share price also increase? Yes, it would increase in terms of proportion, and in terms of other things, there is a lot of complications in that. But once you join the social stock exchange, you will understand what is the calculation. Simple answer में yes मैं बोलूँगा, but complicated answer में once you join the social stock exchange, then we can go into depth. Does the owner of my NGO share gets okay? Who will audit the NGOs? Who will audit the NGOs is a very good question. It's a very tough audit. Abhishek, good question. I will come down to that question once I go ahead with the presentation. As in it will become double. Yeah, so Yogesh, you're right. As in it will become double. You're right. So per se, matlab broadly speaking, yes, if your total budget increases, your share price will increase. Okay, got it. Okay, what are the benefits that the individual have investing? See, another very good question, Purmesh. Purmesh, you have asked a very good question that what benefits does an individual have in investing in SSC? So the individual doesn't have monetary benefits in investing in SSC. जो भी individual आप SSC में मतलब social stock exchange में invest कर रहे हैं, उसका कोई आर्थिक रूप से कोई उसको benefit नहीं मिलने वाला है. An individual will not get any sort of what do you call this benefit? What is that called? Monetary benefit. Okay, what is the an individual, what benefit the individual gets is that they know that the organizations which are registered with SSC are very well audited and are doing good work and are actually उन लोग का impact हो रहा है. So that is one certification definitely, because the process of selecting organizations and also maintaining organizations in the SSC is very good. Okay, number one. Number two, what will happen is that I will know that if there are three organizations which are of the same size, okay, organization 1, organization 2 and organization 3, तीन organization है, same size का organization है by and large, organization 1, 2 और 3, ठीक है, एक का शेयर प्राइस 10 रुपया है, दूसरा का शेयर प्राइस 20 रुपया है और तीसरा का शेयर प्राइस 30 रुपया है. I know that the organization 3 is the organization where I should invest in. Why? Because the share prices are high. So it gives an indication of the efficiency and efficacy of the organization, okay, and the impact of the organization. So that is one of the reasons. So क्या होता है कि so for individual donors, why will they invest into the social stock exchange? One is that there is a clarity कि भाई ये जो संस्थाएं है social stock exchange पे ये बहुत अच्छी तरह से they have been audited. There is a certain impact which they are creating and they are all above board and a certain quality service provide कर रहा है, ठीक है. Number one. Number two is that the investment can be very small also. Need not be a big investment. It can be as small as maybe a 5,000 rupees or something that way. I don't want to say 1,000 rupees because then it's a problem, but at least a 5,000 rupees, and you have shares which will then grow into 10,000 rupees. So you are investing one thing and you can always say that, okay, I invested 5,000 and now I've invested 10,000, another 5,000. So automatically it grows. I will come down to registration. How do you register? Exemptions on tax exemptions are there. Good question again, Purnesh. Tax exemptions, hai, that is the ATG exemption which you normally get in NGOs. That is there also on investments made in the social stock exchange. 31, 30, 30, 35A also is there. However, I just want to give you all a point of caution that in the next 2 to 3 years, ATG or 31A जो है ना, ये दोनों भी scrap होना वाला है. मतलब nobody is going to get a tax exemption on donating to NGOs. ठीक है, वो scrap होना वाला है. But as of now, it is there in the social stock exchange. ठीक है, तो उन लोगों ने अभी चेंज करके वो डाला है. ठीक है, great. So I will move ahead. मैं आगे चलता हूँ. ठीक है. Okay, what is the purpose of the social stock exchange? Purpose of social stock exchange to facilitate funding and growth for social enterprises and non-profit organizations by providing regulated platform for raising capital. देखिए, the regulated platform is a very important word. ठीक है, यहाँ पे जो प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट किया जाता है वो कोई भी संस्था, जो भी संस्था आते हैं प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर, वो बहुत ही अच्छी तरीका से उसका छानबीन होके उसका ऑडिट होके जब ये आ जाते हैं, तो जो भी इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं अपना आंख बंद करके कोई भी एक संस्था जो भी सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज पे इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं, कि उसको मालूम है कि उसका पैसा गैर मतलब इट विल नॉट गो इनटू द रॉन्ग हैंड्स, ठीक है। So that is the thing about the purpose of social or stock exchange, to provide a general public with a platform where they can easily invest. आंख बंद करके आप इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं कि जो भी संस्था सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में गवर्नमेंट का गारंटी देता है कि ये अच्छा संस्था है, ये प्रॉपर संस्था है, ठीक है। ओके, व्हाट इज द मैकेनिज्म ऑफ सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज अलाउ सोशल, मैंने ये ऑलरेडी कवर किया है। बेसिकली आपका शेयर्स का एग्जांपल का हिसाब से टाटा मोटर्स का शेयर्स का जो है, और इक्विटी शेयर्स अगेन डिफरेंट डिफरेंट शेयर्स को जाके आप म्यूचुअल फंड बना सकते हैं, शेयर्स को जाके आप दूसरा फंड बना सकते हैं, वगैरह वगैरह डिफरेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स विच कैन बेसिकली द डेरिवेटिव्स ऑफ शेयर्स, ठीक है। So you can do all these things on a social stock exchange. You can float mutual funds. You can, I mean, the third parties can float mutual funds. Third parties can do debt and all these type of things. Okay. Okay, let's move. What is the regulation? The SEC is under the control of SEBI. ठीक है, इंश्योरिंग ट्रांसपेरेंट रोबस्ट सिस्टम फॉर सोशल इम्पैक्ट एंड फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग। तो आपका रिपोर्टिंग जो है सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में काफी तगड़ा है, ठीक है, और आपका जो कंप्लायंस है वो काफी हाई लेवल तक है। सीएसआर में हम लोग 1 लेवल कर रहे हैं, बट सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में मल्टीप्लाई बाय 10 लेवल है, ठीक है। ओके, सो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ पेपर वर्क एंड वी विल कम टू दैट आल्सो लेटर, ठीक है। ओके, what is the eligibility? So ये what is the eligibility of social stock exchange? So this is a very basic eligibility which I have put here. So social enterprises both for profit and not for profit can be listed on the SSC if they demonstrate social intent and impact of their primary goals and they report such impact, ठीक है। तो basically any NGO, registered NGO and any social what is that called, any social enterprise can be registered on the social stock exchange per se, ठीक है। ओके ओके, देन वी कम टू नेक्स्ट। ओके, फंड रेजिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, जैसा मैंने बोला है फंड रेजिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स इन द सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। ओके, सो एनीवे जीरो कूपन जीरो प्रिंसिपल, दीज आर लाइक व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर, दीज आर जीरो कूपन जीरो प्रिंसिपल, यानी कि आपका शेयर जो है आपने पकड़ो एज एन इन्वेस्टर, यू हैव परचेज से 10 शेयर्स फ्रॉम NGO on the social stock exchange, you will not get any interest payment and you will not have any principal payment। जैसा मैंने आपको पहला बोला था, मैं नॉर्मल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में जाऊंगा, टाटा मोटर्स का मैं शेयर खरीदूंगा, मैं 10 रुपया का शेयर खरीदूंगा, ठीक है, और 5 साल बाद में वही शेयर को भेजूंगा तो शायद वो 10 रुपया का 20 रुपया हो जाए और वो 20 रुपया मुझे मिल जाएगा एज अ प्रॉफिट, ठीक है। दैट्स इन नॉर्मल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। इन सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज I will pay 10 rupees for the share from XYZ NGO, but when I share that 20 rupees will not come to me। थोड़ा आवाज आ रहा है मेरा बैकग्राउंड में, आई एम सिटिंग इन अ कैफे और मिक्सर जब भी चलता है तो थोड़ा आवाज आता है, मिक्सर भी बंद होना वाला है, ठीक है। सो जस्ट गिव मी 2 minutes, इट्स अ गुड टाइम टू टेक योर बैकअप। ओके फाइन, मिक्सर अभी बंद हो गया, आई कैन स्टार्ट अगेन, सॉरी। सो बेसिकली यहाँ पे जैसे मैं बोल रहा था कि सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में जो है मैंने XYZ NGO का मैंने शेयर खरीद लिया, ठीक है। तो मैं 10 रुपया दे के वो शेयर खरीदूंगा और जब भी मैं बेचने जाएगा वो 20 रुपया का कॉस्टिंग रहेगा, पर 20 रुपया मुझे नहीं मिलेगा, 20 रुपया संस्था को जाएगा, यानी कि 10 रुपीज एक्स्ट्रा विल गो टू द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, ठीक है। ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाट दे कॉल जीरो कूपन जीरो प्रिंसिपल, ZC ZP। देखा, ये दीज आर द टाइप ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट्स ना जो हम लोग को समझ में नहीं आते, यानी कि स्पेशली फ्रॉम द NGO सेक्टर, हम लोग ये जीरो कूपन जीरो प्रिंसिपल देख के हम लोग को समझ में नहीं आता क्या है। सिंपल है, जीरो कूपन इज नो इंटरेस्ट, यानी कि कौन सा आपको जैसे मालूम है कि कभी आप शेयर खरीद लेंगे तो कभी कभी ईयर ऑन ईयर आपको इंटरेस्ट मिलता है या जब भी बोनस डिक्लेयर होते हैं, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं रहेगा, कोई बोनस नहीं मिलेगा, और आपको जब भी आप भेज भी रहे शेयर, यानी कि सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज का शेयर, तो आपको कोई पैसा नहीं मिलेगा वापस। हाँ, जो भी पैसा है, जो भी 20 रुपया है वो वापस NGO के पास जाए, ठीक है। क्लियर? Yes, you can get this PPT. I am just 13 ATG. Okay. So 2 questions have come. One is from Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy, really nice. You will get this PPT. I will send it to Neelam and Neelam can share it with you. There's no problem. Second thing, in terms of in stock, you need 13A ATG. Yes, you need 13A ATG. There is a lot of documents you require. I will come to documentation, क्या documents है, but Rafai Sheikh ji, that's a good question. ठीक है, मैं आगे जाता हूँ। सोशल वेंचर फंड, सोशल वेंचर फंड ऑल्सो इज अ डेरिवेटिव ऑफ शेयर्स, जो who do people, मतलब आप लोग जिसको, those of you who know social stock exchange, who know about mutual funds, social venture funds also is a type of is a type of mutual fund type of instrument. शेयर्स का ऊपर ही बैठ के उन लोग ग्रुपिंग करते हैं वगैरह वगैरह. So social venture funds also is something which you can do, which is social stock exchange. मतलब these are category one alternative investment funds and can be issued. They can be issued by anybody. So social venture funds, etc., etc. EAB can be done. Now, all these details. Say, suppose if you want to get into the social stock exchange, all these details will be given to you in a detailed training which you will have by the stock exchange. So, if you join the Bombay Stock Exchange, you will get a detailed training. If you join the National Stock Exchange, you will get a detailed training on this. ठीक है, यहाँ पे बैठना है. Okay. Yeah, so we will go ahead. Social venture funds again, sorry, that's one thing. Okay. Okay, now what we will do is, okay, so this is the basics of the social stock exchange which I have covered here. What I'm going to do is now, actually, we have a lot of time with us, and that is good. So we can take a number of questions if you want. Okay, this PPT I will send to Neelam, and Neelam, you can send it to the whole group. The idea is not to go too much into details. The idea is to have lightning workshop, not to go too much into details about things, and not to just skip the surface. Okay. However, now I can take your questions. I can take, if any questions are there, we can take questions now. Okay. Okay. Great. You all can put your questions on the what current status of the SSC, how many NGOs have been listed, how much capital has been exchanged to a very good question. I think Rajit, that's a very good question. What is the current status of the SSC? So basically, you have two SSCs, Social Stock Exchange. One, you can register with Bombay Stock Exchange, and second, you can register with National Stock Exchange. Per se, there is no difference in registering with Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange. Each one of these, you can go to the websites and you will have these details there, where you will have the number of NGOs which are registered in these stock exchanges, and the total capital they have raised. Now the question I also do investors, okay, there are lots of questions coming. How do I get in touch with Janta Express for your organization, citizen animal protection one? Okay, Janta Express ka bare mein you can get in touch with me. Maybe you can take Neelam, you can ask Neelam for a number. Thank you for that. How investors prefer Section 8 company to SSC or society trust is equally preferred. See, investor ka hisab se dependent hai. Doesn't mean that Section 8 company will get more preference in SSC as compared to say a NGO. Okay. Okay. So both of them, so it depends on the investor what we will get in all this. Okay, now I'll come down to, first I'll just finish the registration process, because that is one question which has come. So there is two things. Remember, ये दो चीज है. मैं यहाँ पे क्या करने वाला हूँ ना, I am going to close this presentation. ठीक है. For the reason क्या था, face to face is always better. So I'm going to close this presentation now, and I'm going to come face to face and talk to you, because I feel that's very effective. Okay, just give me a minute. Let me just yeah, that's it. So great. So basically registration में दो चीज होता है कि you have to keep two things in mind. One thing is आपको register करना है social stock exchange में, वो काफी आसान है. I think you need a basic budget of 5 lakh rupees or something, and you can register yourself on social stock exchange. उसमें कुछ 1,500 is the fee they take. ठीक है. How do you register? Just go to BSE stock exchange. You go to the BSE website. वहां पे आप social stock exchange डालो, और वहां पे एक फॉर्म मिलेगा आपको, पूरा क्राइटेरिया मिलेगा, वो फिलअप करना है. ठीक है. एंड यू कैन रजिस्टर थ्रू दैट. ठीक है. वेरी सिंपल प्रोसेस ऑफ रजिस्टरिंग. Okay, but registering is one concept. The second concept is what is called is, the second concept is what they call is listing. Please be aware, there are two concepts very different. एक registration करना है, mostly any NGO with a budget of more than 5 lakhs can register. ठीक है. दूसरा है listing. Now to list you have to have some sort of a social audit done. There is a lot of paperwork which you have to do to list yourself. So normally my advice is don't list yourself into the social stock exchange even if you have the money, because it costs a lot. Wait for an NGO. If get a funder, if a funder says yes, I would like to list you and I will pay you through the social stock exchange, then you list yourself. तो दो चीज है, एक तो रजिस्ट्रेशन है और एक है लिस्टिंग है. रजिस्टरिंग आई वुड सजेस्ट गो रजिस्टर योरसेल्फ, कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ठीक है. ओके. Right. Thanks, Abhishek. That's really great to send you all the documents. And please go through all this and you will really get all the information. That's the NSC, SSC brochure, etc., etc. Agreement, SSC. Fair enough. Thank you, Abhishek. That's really nice. Okay. So coming back to what I was saying. एक तो registration है, एक तो listing है. Registration आप कोई भी कर सकते हैं, 1500 रुपया का कुछ है वो registration. ठीक है. Listing के लिए wait for a funder. Once a funder agrees कि भाई मैं आपको fund करना वाला, then you get listed. ठीक है. So that's about registering and listing. About the organization. Does Social Stock Exchange have a website? Yes, Social Stock Exchange does have a website. Please go to the Bombay Stock Exchange website or the National Stock Exchange website and you will see the Social Stock Exchange का link वहाँ पे, और आप Google में directly type कर सकते हैं Social Stock Exchange and you will get to the websites. ठीक है. Which platforms are the stocks traded in? The stocks are traded on the Social Stock Exchange itself. Okay, great. Okay, which platform which is, can SSC be listed organized funds? Okay, investors prefer Section 8 companies. Okay, I'm just going through the questions to see whether I've answered all the questions. What is the current status of SSC? How many NGOs? The current status of NGOs you will, of SSC you will get on the site itself. What is the current status of the SSC? See, we don't know. I'll tell you frankly speaking about the SSC का जो है Social Stock Exchange का है. There are a few countries who have tried the Social Stock Exchange. And frankly speaking, many of these countries have sort of many social stock exchanges have not been so effective, but there have been very effective social stock exchanges. Okay, as as an NGO, see, as an NGO director, ना, I'm thinking from the जनता point of view. As an NGO director ना, हम लोग को ये सब concepts को हम लोग को हमेशा याद रखना चाहिए कि क्या हो रहा है. like, हम लोग क्या करते हैं basically. As a person, as a human being, हम लोग जब भी when we get up in the morning, we read the newspapers. Why do we read the newspapers? Because we want to be ahead of what is happening in the world. So as an NGO leader, I would say, ठीक है, we need to know these concepts कि social stock exchange क्या है, कैसा function करते हैं, basic. ठीक है. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि I am saying that you have to get into social stock exchange. नहीं, it's good. If it suits you, you get into it. Normally I speak about funding and मैं हमेशा ये बोलता हूँ कि आपको जो फंडिंग सोर्स सूट होता है, आपको इंडिविजुअल डोनर करना है, आप इंडिविजुअल डोनर करो, बिकॉज इंडिविजुअल डोनर ऑल्सो स्ट्रॉन्ग. आपको CSR करना है, आप CSR करो. आपको HNI करना है, HNI करो. आपको फंड FCRA करना है, FCRA करो. So each funding source has its own positives and negatives. Social Stock Exchange as a tool to raise funds also has its positives and negatives. So understand it and then get into it. Register करने का कुछ problem नहीं है, आप register कर सकते हैं and you can go on these websites and you can register. ठीक है. You just find it out and figure it out. I am not going to spoon feed. ठीक है, because it's very easy. ठीक है. Listing के लिए आप you be sure that you know there is some sort of NGO which is backing you, funder which is backing you, sorry, not NGO which is backing you. Okay, ठीक है. What can we get in listed with current existing listed NGOs? What can we get? I think there's a message from Ankita. Ankita, where can we get the list of current existing NGOs? So you can get the list of current listed NGOs either from the BSc website or from the NSC website. NGOs listed on the BSc are on the BSc, that is Bombay Stock Exchange website. NGOs listed at the NSC are on the NSC website. ठीक है, वहां पे जाके सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज डालेंगे, उसके अंदर आपको मिल जाएगा. Okay, so this is a very good question. I think Ranjit has asked this. Ranjit has asked this question. Ranjit, very good question. What is roughly the time and cost for an NGO? So as I said, there are two things. One is registering. Registering is a simple process. It costs you about 1,500. ठीक है. However, getting listed is a little more time consuming, and how much it costs? It costs. It depends. There are lots of costs involved in that. Don't get listed unless you get unless you get a funder who's funding you. ठीक है, जो फंडर आके आपको बोल रहा है कि ठीक है मैं आपको लिस्ट करा देगा, then only you get listed. Please don't put your money into getting listed. ठीक है, okay. So that is one thing. Okay. Okay, let me see the other questions. Links sent by Abhishek at leading phone for us. Okay, Abhishek ka links, maybe Abhishek you can share the links with. Okay, again वापस mixer चालू हो गया. So mixer is the time when we have to stop. Okay. So Abhishek, maybe you can share the links with. एक मिनट, mixer चालू हो गया. Sorry. यही होता है, मैं कैफे में बैठा हूँ, वहां पे मिक्सर है, वो मिक्सर चालू होता है तो इतना टाइम टू थोड़ा टाइम पास करने के लिए. हम लोग का जनता में भी ऐसे ही होता है, बिकॉज ऑल ऑफ अस वॉलंटियर्स, so we will always Abhishek, send the link to Neelam, and she can share it with everybody. But thanks for taking out those links. Yogesh, what is fund agri finance? Okay. Yogesh has sent a very good question. Why would a funder agree to finance your listing? CSR primarily fund the programs, right? What is it in for them? How can they? Why would a funder agree to finance your listing? CSR funder will not fund your listing. ठीक है? CSR से अलग है. जो फंडर आपको लिस्टिंग फंड करेंगे वो आपका फाउंडेशन फंडर है. CSR cannot fund your listing. ठीक है? Why will the foundation funder fund your listing? Because they are building your capacity to raise more funds. See, as you get listed on a social stock exchange, you get exposed to a very large amount of funders. ठीक है, national, international. ठीक है. So basically, why will the funder? Because the funder, but say a foundation, the Tata Trust. Tata Trust may fund your. I'm just giving an example of Tata Trust. I'm not saying Tata Trust does it, but they may fund your listing because if they put in say 5 lakh rupees for your listing on the social stock exchange, you will be able to get 15 lakh rupees. So that is the reason why they will fund your listing. Okay. Good question, but that was, I don't know who Yogesh sent it or who sent it, I don't know. Okay. Interested HNI funder investors already have options to support social cause with the extra element of SSC that SSC offers. Interested HNI funder investors already have options to support a social cause. What is the extra element that SSC offers? See, very good question. This is asked by Babul Films. Babul Film Society. Babul Film Society, very good question. I'll read out the question again. Interested HNI, यानी कि high net worth individuals, ठीक है, or funders, investors already have options to support social cause. What is the extra element that SSC offers? Very good question. SSC increases your base. ठीक है, your exposure level to various types of funders are tremendously increased by SSC. ठीक है, तो HNI जो कर रहे हैं normally say suppose sometimes HNI also will sort of fund your registration your listing into the SSC. Reason being का आपका funding base improve होते number one. Number two है कि क्या है कि you can raise a lot of individual funds through the investor market. ठीक है, who would like to sort of all those people who trade on online would like to sort of invest. ठीक है, so you can raise a lot of funds through that, and once you are listed on the social stock exchange means आपका एक authenticity का ठप्पा मिलता है कि you are a very authentic organization. As I said, doesn't mean that हाँ अभी ये social stock exchange आ गया तो हम लोग इसके अंदर जाना चाहिए. मैं यही बोल रहा हूँ कि आपको you have to take a decision as to from where do you want to funds and how. ठीक है, तो आपका एक फंडिंग स्ट्रेटजी होना चाहिए. Social stock exchange is one tool which you could use or you could not use, whichever. Some organizations have decided to use it. Some organizations have decided not to use it. जैसा कि social impact bonds है. You must have heard of this term called social impact bonds even before the SSC came in. And you know of organization called Educate Girls. So educate girls has used social impact bonds very effectively, but that suits them. Another organization may not use social impact bonds. Another organization may say नहीं, मुझे इसमें नहीं जाना है, मुझे जनरल फंड रेजिंग ही करना है. ठीक है. ओके, दिस अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. संतोष सुर्वे जी ने बोला कि वी हैव स्टार्टेड द रजिस्ट्रेशन एंड एलिजिबिलिटी रिक्वायरमेंट फेज कंप्लीटेड. What to do next? What to do next, Santosh? If it is part of your fundraising strategy of your organization and your plan of your organization, now you'll have to search for a funder who is willing to pay that money to get you listed. Okay? Okay? So that's what I'm saying. This is what I always say. I repeatedly say to every NGO I meet and every NGO in Janta, have a strategy to raise funds. Not a strategy for 1 year, but a strategy for 5 years at least. कि आप रेज फंड्स करना है. तो आपको लगता है कि भाई सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज एक अच्छा तरीका है, एक अच्छा टूल है, एक अच्छा हथियार है जिससे हमें फंड्स रेज कर सकते हैं, then please go ahead with it. And once you have registered yourself, that is the next step, is that you need to get a funder to sort of list yourself. ठीक है. This is my advice. You can do it without a funder also. आपको लिस्टिंग करना है, आप लिस्टिंग करो. If you are confident that even without a funder I can list it and still get money on the social stock exchange, please go ahead. I mean, and some organizations have done it. They have not waited for a funder. लिस्टिंग, अगेन दिस क्वेश्चन हैज कम. बबुल फिल्म्स, सी लिस्टिंग का जो है ना, आपको एक सोशल ऑडिट करना पड़ता है. एंड सोशल ऑडिट्स डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर प्रोजेक्ट कैन बी वेरी कॉस्टली. इट कैन बी लाइक 1 लाख रुपीज to 5 लाख रुपीज. तो आपको वो कॉस्टिंग में थोड़ा ये हो जाते हैं उसमें. ठीक है. इट कैन वेरी फ्रॉम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. बेसिकली स्मॉलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को और सस्ता रहता है. इट्स चीपर फॉर स्मॉलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इट्स मोर एक्सपेंसिव फॉर लार्जर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. बट आई डोंट वांट टू गिव यू अ फिगर नाउ. वो आप रजिस्टर करो, उसके बाद सोशल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज से आप बात कर सकते हैं. यू कैन आस्क देम, यू कैन आस्क योर फंडर. ठीक है. Okay, I think we are almost reaching 5 o'clock. 3 years old NGO. Price of social stock. That's the price of social stocks. Yes. देख, आपका impact बराबर नहीं है. Once you are listed on the social stock exchange, and if your impact is not good, you are not showing impact, your budget is shrinking, yes, your price will go down. Your price for stocks will go down. It will fluctuate like any other stocks. It will fluctuate. Okay. I'll just answer one more question. I know Neelam, there are time constraints. 3 years old NGO eligible for stock exchange for registration. I think it's 5 years. Okay, I'm not very sure about 3 years. Again, I'm telling you, before getting into the stock exchange, create a funding strategy, create a 5-year funding plan. ठीक है. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, मेनी ऑफ अस एंड माई सेल्फ इंक्लूडेड, ठीक है, अच्छा चलो यहाँ पे अपॉर्चुनिटी मिला, यहाँ पे गया, वहां पे अपॉर्चुनिटी मिला, वहां पे जा. नहीं, आप आपका फंडिंग पैटर्न आप ये कर देना. इफ यू वांट यू कैन ज्वाइन जनता मरीना. इफ यू कैन सेंड माय नंबर, you can send me a message and I can put you into Janta and we can help develop a strategy, create a strategy, and we are free of cost. Janta is a free of cost thing. There's no cost involved in Janta. Okay, but create a strategy and then decide. Do probable investors even know about social stock exchange? I don't see anything in a. Very good. Abhishek, this is another very good question. Do probable investors even know about social stock exchange? I don't see anything on the media or even Google. How much money has been raised for the year 24-25? How many NGOs? So one, Abhishek, you will get this answer or how many NGOs, how much money has been raised by going to the website. Okay. Second thing is that do possible NGOs know about social stock exchange? Social stock exchange is a new concept. It's an emerging concept. Many people don't know about it. That's why we are having this workshop. Although 2019-20 में ये हुआ था, declare हुआ था, it will take some time to set up. We don't know, honestly speaking. सही में मैं बोलूं, we don't know whether social stock exchange is going to be a success or a failure. ठीक है, I am not an expert. ठीक है, on that कि भाई social stock exchange will succeed or fail. What is important as an NGO leader, you have to take a decision कि भाई मेरे को social stock exchange use करना है या मेरे को दूसरा कोई instrument use करना है. Number one. Number two, what is important? I should know as an NGO leader social stock exchange क्या है. ठीक है. Okay, so if I come across something that way, I can sort of know, okay, भाई social stock exchange पे ऐसा है. जैसा कि मैं, if I have to make a fundraising strategy, for myself, for my organization, I should know what are the different tools. हाँ, मेरे को एक फंड रेजिंग स्ट्रैटेजी करना है, एक प्लान करना है मेरा संस्था के लिए, तो मुझे मालूम होना चाहिए कि फंड रेजिंग में क्या क्या अलग अलग हथियार है, हथौड़ी है, स्क्रू ड्राइवर है, दूसरा कुछ फरसी है, तो ये सब मुझे मालूम होना चाहिए एज अ एनजीओ लीडर, ठीक है. तो सी इट फ्रॉम दैट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, ठीक है. Okay, there is no fundraising हथियार or tool that is successful and not successful, ठीक है. It depends on how well it is matched to the NGO which is using it, ठीक है. Okay, how much cost of listing, listing का cost जैसा आपका संस्था साइज है वो है. Okay, जनता वेबसाइट प्लीज. अच्छा, मैं एक काम करता हूँ, मेरा नंबर यहाँ पे डालता हूँ, आप मुझे जनता बेसिकली ऑन व्हाट्सएप, it uses a WhatsApp platform, it does have a website, but I'm just putting in my number here, 9004179 so this is my number. Just send me a WhatsApp message and I will get you in touch with Janta. Janta is basically a WhatsApp group. We use WhatsApp on Janta because all of us connect on WhatsApp. There is a website, I can send you that also, but yeah, I will send it to you. Send me your number, I'll send it to you. No issue. Okay. You will surely answer that question. Does the price of social get down to other stocks? Yeah. Okay, fine. I think I've got no new question. One last message of my message itself. Okay, Rafiq, रफीक आप एक रफाई 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 शेख जी, आप एक काम कीजिए ना, मेरा नंबर जो है ना, आप उस पर एक मैसेज मुझे भेजो, सेंड मी अ मैसेज and I will sort of respond back to you. ठीक है? Because not possible for me at this point in time to respond to all your phone numbers. ठीक है? I put my phone number 9004179 439. I put it on chat 9004179 439. Or you can get in touch with Neelam also. Neelam can share my number. ठीक है? Okay, great. Babul, nice to know you're from Hyderabad. ठीक है? Okay, any other questions? I think most of the questions are done. Neelam, please tell us how do we proceed from here. Thanks, Abhishek. ठीक है. Okay.